This is a Gatefold album cover. It's an album cover and it folds open like a gate. And where did the Gatefold album cover come from? Well, let's find out. These are two of the biggest selling albums in the world, Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall. Both of them are Gatefold album covers. Dark Side of the Moon, as you saw, folds open like that. And just a brilliant design. You have the prism with the light shining through it one way and coming out the other way. And then when you open it up, you see the front and the back are connected. That's one of the main functions of a Gatefold album cover, art. And this one even continues the art through to the inside. The lines all match up as the heartbeats continue the colors and then comes out the other side. Now The Wall is an example of sort of both functions of a Gatefold album cover. You have the art, which extends the front and the back cover when you open it up and through the interior of the album as well. Then you also have the practicality and the storage of it. It's a double album, so you need two sleeves to put the records in. That's why you need to have a Gatefold album cover. Where did the Gatefold album cover come from? And the art and the storage, and where did that idea come from? Well, we go back to the beginning. This is one of the earliest records I own. It's a 78 RPM shellac record. So this is how records were first introduced in the early 1900s, the early 20th century. There was one record inside of a sleeve with one song on each side. People would buy them in the envelope sleeves like this, take them home, and then sooner or later somebody came up with the idea, why not sell a book that has empty sleeves in it? People could put their records and store them in there, kind of like an album. And then when the 33 RPM micro groove vinyl record was introduced, there was no more need for an album, basically full of records, because you could have one album, a vinyl record full of songs. So you didn't need to have a whole bunch of records in one book. And this is what the album cover started out as, just one picture, one back cover, and one record. Then you look at the functions of a Gatefold album cover. Mainly, there's the practicality and the storage. If you need to release two records, you need to have two sleeves, so you can put them together as one. This is the earliest example of a Gatefold sleeve that I have, that I've found in the record bins. It's from 1951. This is not a 33 RPM vinyl record, but these are 78 shellac records, and the opening is from the top like that, but it opens up like that, like a Gatefold. Inside, the information is a square dance party, so you got to find out about the square dances and how to do them. That's what's on the inside. Then you have the back cover there. Now, as far as 10-inch records that were released between 1948 and 1954, I'm not sure if there are any Gatefold album sleeves that were produced. I do know of some double albums that came out, but they were usually released as Volume 1 and Volume 2 and came in two separate album covers. They were two separate albums. There may be a Gatefold 10-inch album cover sleeve out there somewhere from that era. If you know of one, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to see it. This is the earliest 10-inch 33 RPM Gatefold I have. It's not an official release, however. It's quite an anomaly. This is old-time circus music. It is exactly what it says, old-time circus music. Again, quite the anomaly. It's not a normal released record. This is, as it says right here, a hand-engraved direct cut record. It has not been stamped out by a machine like commercial records. Therefore, as a custom recording, it requires special handling. With care, it will give hundreds of plays for many years. It's old-time circus music from the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. You got the Grand Entry, you got the High Ridin', the Jungle Queen, the Olympia Hippodrome. Now, this was released as a regular 10-inch record on a single album, but because it's a direct hand-cut record, it required bigger grooves, so there are indeed two records in here. And the label also shows you that it's not really an official release, but it's from 1957. And then on the cover, it looks like a drawing on somebody's notebook, like somebody drew a circus elephant. They drew the lettering, old-time circus music, in pencil. They traced it with a pen. Just amazing. There's a binding here. The covers are two separate cardboard album covers. There's openings on both sides, but it's kind of stuck together there, and the opening is here. And there is, again, the binding like a book. So in 1957, this was put together, given to somebody, maybe from the circus. That is the earliest gatefold I have on a 33 RPM 10-inch record. Or for that matter, it's the only gatefold I have on a 33 RPM 10-inch record. And this is the earliest example of a gatefold from the 50s I have. This originally released in 1955. This is a 1956 pressing of the Oklahoma soundtrack by Rodgers and Hammerstein. Front cover, the typical Oklahoma picture, and inside, there's the gatefold. Pretty cool picture. It's dark, it's grainy. The horses pulling the buggy with the two people inside, the clouds, then all the pictures, and then a write-up about Rodgers and Hammerstein and Oklahoma. You're doing fine, Oklahoma. Oklahoma, okay. Here's another one from 1956, Music of the Bullfight Ring, Plaza de Toro, La Fiesta Brava, Volume 2. The painting of the bullfighter and the bull on the front cover, and then the back cover, it's like a book. It's got an encyclopedia, texture, and also the spine. There's a bunch of information on the spine, something you'd see in the library. This record right here. Tells you all about the recording, the setting of the bullfight, the origin of the bullfight, the actors and the drama, the action in the ring. So the construction, this is the record cover right here, the cardboard cover. So the front there, that's the back. Then the vinyl record comes out here on the inside. And the gold label, Audio Fidelity Inc., 770 11th Avenue, New York. Then the inside cover, the bullfighter and the bull. Turn the page. There's another picture. And then another picture. And then another picture. And then details on the back. Just an incredible gatefold album cover, very artistic, but also very educational. That's sort of what this is intended to be. It's basically like an audio encyclopedia with pictures and words. You would go to the library, you pull this out, put it on the turntable, listen to the music, read the stories, look at the pictures, get educated by listening to a record and looking at the album cover. Another gatefold from the 50s, this one from 1959. Webley Edwards presents Island Paradise, exciting on-the-spot recordings, the authentic sounds and music of Hawaii, the 50th state. This was released in 1959 again. That is the year Hawaii became the 50th state of the United States of America. So this, of course, released to commemorate that. Webley Edwards was a heavy promoter of Hawaiian music. There's, of course, Oahu, that's Diamond Head, and you can open the gatefold up to get the full picture. How about that? Now it's a fantastic full-color shot of Oahu with Diamond Head, a Honolulu right there. This one also very educational. That's what it's meant for. You hear the sounds of Hawaii and you read all about it. You open up the gatefold inside. Island Paradise. Then you have a full-color book to tell you all about the songs and what you're listening to. You hear the boat and all the passengers arriving, flying in the plane, at the luau's. Then there's a map of all the islands on the inside. Just great. Check out the color in that. Another example of the gatefold being used as an encyclopedia. You want to find out about Hawaii, you can listen to the sounds, read all about it, see all the pictures on this record and this cover.